it's gonna take you.
Take me what?
You literally are marinating on what you like about me. I'm gonna need you to. Hey guys, it's the
Tiny,
my world, and we are back with another video. And today we just wanted to get into our feelings and emotions and talk about 3 favorite qualities that we love about each other that we don't know. So I guess this will help us spice it up, because when you know what your spouse likes, it's easier to cater to their needs versus you not knowing and you just, going on a whim. So I'm curious to know. Because I love affection. I love when he tells me sweet things. So.
Yeah, the first quality I like about my wife, the first quality I like about you is your level of patience. That's the first quality I like about you, because we know our story. We didn't start from a level of yo-yo. We didn't start from the top. We started from the rock bottom. And that's why they said a man with dreams needs a patient woman. That's true. Your level of patience at that moment really helps me to put myself in order, really helps me to aspire and inspire in many ways for us to get to where we are today. So that's a very important quality, and that's one of the qualities I believe real men are looking for in women. They want their women to be patient, because I strongly believe if you genuinely love your partner, then be patient with them, speak life into them, and be their peace. So I will let you go from here and
I want to
tell
speak
me.
on that too.
Okay.
Because women and people looking from the outside in may think patience is easy. Patience does not come easy. This is something that you actually have to be deeply in love with this person, believe in their vision, believe in what they say, believe in their action as well. Because a lot of people can talk about it, but what are they doing? And my husband has proved himself many times to be a good leader. And I was seeing this person say, okay, we're going to do A, B, and C, but also leading the way. So that made it easy for me to follow. Now, if you're having issues with your spouse, or you're in your relationship with your woman or your man not being patient with you in your situation, is there something that you're not doing to show yourself approved? Because you have to show them, like, why should I be patient? Why should I wait on this person? Why should I put in when I can't get as much out as I want right now? So I just want to say, like, being patient is not easy. You have to truly love this person.
Yeah, and apart from that, the way you said it's really being patient is not easy. You can think it's easy. It's not, especially when you are put in a situation where you have to test your level of patience. Because sometimes you can say, oh, I know how to swim, right? It's easy to say you know how to swim. But when you are put in the pool, when you are put in the ocean, can you prove yourself that you know how to swim?
That's right.
And most of the time, I believe, most men, they're looking for women who can be patient with them. And also women are looking for men in one way or the other who can be patient with them at a certain level. Can you be patient with me even now that I can't maybe love you 100% the way you expect me to be, to love you? And men too, on their side, they are looking for women who can be patient with them. Now, like now that I don't have all, maybe now that I'm not rich, now that I don't have the things you're looking for, can you be at least be patient with me? Because I'm still, cooking something up. So that's a very, important personality. That's a very important character, and that's the number one character I like about you.
And I actually had to steal that.
Mm.
Because he has also been patient with me. And I'm going to tell on myself. Like, personally, when we met, I've been raised to be like this very strong-minded woman. This woman that feel like she can do everything by herself. She can handle everything. She doesn't need a man. That's how I was when I met my husband. And I had to learn how to be feminine in our marriage, y'all. I was not always feminine. I was rough. I was a little rough.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
I was a little rough, and he was really patient with me. He took the time to actually tell me, like, instead of just leaving me or just saying, you know what, I can't do this. Instead, he took the time to say, hey, you this and this is bothering me, or this and this is not pleasing me as your husband. A man wants to feel wanted. He wants to feel appreciated. You know, he wants, what you say, you like words of what?
Yes, words of affirmation. And apart from that, sometimes you just have to, keep loving your partner until they grow into that person who can understand the potency of your love. So it's very important for you to take note of that, because it's not every time they will appreciate the love you're giving. It's like, now if you buy an airplane or you buy a car to your baby, they might not really, know the value of that car. It doesn't mean they don't know how important it is. It doesn't mean they don't appreciate it in general, but it just maybe at that level they don't understand it. But as they grow into a certain level, they will appreciate you more, and they'll be like, oh wow, thank you for buying me this car. It's the same in marriage. It's the same in relationship. If you share some ideas with your partners and they don't take it 100%, they don't comprehend it 100%, it doesn't mean they don't love you. It doesn't mean they stop appreciating you. It's not like that. Maybe at that moment they haven't understand where you're coming from. And sometimes you just have to give them time. That's why patience is very important.
And not having expectations for your spouse. I had to learn that, because I had a lot of expectations, and that I found myself like just being mad. Like, I would get upset over something and then think about it and be like, it's not even worth it. Like, that's not nothing worth, being upset or not talking to him for, or stuff like that. Because we go through stuff. We're not going to sugarcoat our marriage. We go through stuff all the time. But we're faithful to one another. We're loyal to one another. We try to understand each other. And we also try to communicate as much as we can. All the time, you may not want to just talk about it. You may not want to be, because he's very quiet. And it bothers me, because I'm like, every time we argue, I gotta be the one to come up to him, or every time we having a disagreement, I gotta be the one. But I noticed that's just his thing. That's just who he is. He's not a confrontational person, and I feel like he avoids like trying to talk about stuff so it won't escalate. But I look at it like him avoiding it because he don't want to deal with me. Yeah,
it's it has a lot. On that note, right, it has a lot to do with my journey, and particularly at this stage of my life, I try to be quiet. It doesn't mean I don't know how to scream, right? It's because I have other things, like other important things I put in mind, and apart from that, I understand that fighting your spouse won't.
And I don't like to fight.
It won't. Of course, it doesn't mean.
I just want to be heard and understood. I be fighting. I don't pick with him to be right. I pick with him to be understood, because sometimes I feel like he doesn't get me, or he doesn't understand. Like, I mean well, and I be like, honey, I mean well, but I learn how to approach him a bit different, instead of approaching him like kind of.
Yes, and
I kind of approach him like,
yes,
like, softer now.
Also, it's because in marriage, right, there's one thing you should know. When you are newly married or you just started a relationship, right, you will go through the honeymoon stage, which is maybe the first few months or the first
said
few
it's all
years,
time.
it will be the honeymoon stage. You and your partner, you feel like you're in paradise. Oh, I love you. I can die for you. All that, right? After the after the honeymoon stage, then you get to this power struggle stage, and during that power struggle stage, if you are not careful, it will destroy your marriage because now reality steps in, and now you think your spouse is not who they were, and it's because you've seen maybe you've seen some behaviors you didn't see at the beginning. So in all essence, it takes maturity for two couples to live together in peace and unity. And in terms of
And both
violence,
people
I don't.
trying
Yeah,
too.
yes. And in terms of violence, don't be violent to your partner because because it takes rain to grow flowers, not thunder. So if you are if you are thunderous, it won't make
Thunderous.
it won't
Don't be
make any
thunderous.
it won't make any difference. And in terms of patience, if you love him, if you love her, be patient with them.
As long as it's not causing you pain.
Of course.
We don't want you to be patient with someone that's cheating on you, that's
Exactly.
using you, that's like not playing their role, that's not trying. We don't want you to be patient with those type of people. You need to go if you experiencing pain.
No, we're not telling you to be patient in a dead relationship or marriage. That's why I always said when a relationship or marriage is dead, prolonging the burial doesn't make it resurrect. So we advise you to leave whenever a marriage is dead, right? Or whenever your relationship is dead, or whenever your life is at risk. I'm not telling you to be patient in that type of environment.
Right.
Yes, and so now I will ask my wife to tell me another quality she likes about her husband, about me.
I would say he's a good listener. Sometimes
My ears, oh wow.
I find myself just talking. I'm like, can he say something back? But he's looking at me. He's looking at me in my eyes, so he's just listening. And that's a very good quality to know that you're being heard or your partner is taking the time out to just hear what you have to say. Instead of just pushing you to the side and saying, I don't want to hear this, I don't want to deal with this. So being a good listener, being my diary, being my confidant, being someone I feel like I can come to and talk to like they my best friend. Like, I love that about him.
Well, for me, thank you for that. I actually listen to people.
He taught me how to listen.
Because it has a lot to do with it has a lot to do with being present, and that's important. Another reason I listen to people is because when you are speaking without listening to people, it's like you are repeating things you already know. So you are not learning actually, you just know, repeating the same things in your mind. And on my side, another quality I like about my wife is how she takes care of the home, in terms of taking care of the kids, making sure the house is clean, food are there, like that's a lot. That's a good quality. Not being worried of why the house is dirty. Oh, there is no water.
It's no food.
Tissue.
It's no toilet paper.
Yeah.
And I didn't think he noticed that. Like, in my head, I'm like, do he know I be busy?
Yes, that's another thing, right?
I didn't even think you noticed.
I think exactly that's another thing. I think women should take note of in marriage, right? In marriage, sometimes you might think your husband, you might think your husband doesn't notice everything that's happening. It does, but just as sometimes his mind might be in a different, how would I say it, in a different sector, in a different realm, and it doesn't mean it's not appreciating you. That's why for me, I always told my wife, like, it's not that I'm not maybe appreciating everything you've done. If I want to like appreciate you every minute, of course we'll be wrong. Nah, we'll
Women
run
like
out of.
words of affirmation too, honey.
Definitely,
We
they
really
do.
do. It keeps us going.
They do. But for men, men love to appreciate. Most men love to appreciate their wives, but I don't think
You have a
sometimes.
different
Yeah, I
way.
don't think they do it every time. Especially when they find themselves in these moments where they also like take their family to a different level. So I think it has a lot to do with the season too, right? Because I believe there are moments where, there are moments where the family needs to come into this this season of agreement by saying, okay, look, this is where we are now. We need to find a solution for our financial difficulty. We need to find a way to help our family. And believe me, in marriage, financial difficulty,
It's a big
financial
distraction.
struggle,
It's hard.
hardship, it's gonna eat hard on you if you're not careful. And
if you're not married or with the right person,
yes,
you're not going to be able to
yes,
mentally, I don't know how to put it, like
yes.
get through it.
No, it's tough. It's tough. That's why you could see that many couples can stay together, especially when the honeymoon stage is over, right? So that's why it is very important for you to have a spouse who can be patient with you. Have a spouse you can be patient with also. That's important. And have a spouse who can take care of the home, right?
Yes, but a woman also has to be in an environment where they're allowed to do that.
Of course.
Because sometimes we happen to be with someone that we're taking on the whole load, so it's harder to focus solely on the woman's role. I want to know how to put it. So you also have to make sure your partner is allowing you to play that role of taking care of the house and taking care of the kids and stuff like that.
If you're not careful, it will eat hard on you. And that's why many couples left their relationship and marriage, because they couldn't cope in that environment. So it is very important that you know how to be patient with your partner and to work with your partner. So I will let my wife to share with us another quality she likes about me, or if she has something else to say.
Yeah, so I would say his leadership skills. And when I say your leadership skills, I mean like it's harder to go through stuff with someone that you don't know what they could be doing. You don't know if they're going to stick to what they say. You don't know if they have this such and such money in their account, are they going to make sure the priorities is taken care of? I've never had to doubt that about my husband. Never. And that brought me so much peace, knowing that the bills was going to get paid, knowing that the kids was going to have diapers and wipes, and we was going to have food on the table. No matter what we went through, that has something I never had to stress about, because I knew everything he did, every move he made, every decision he made was for the benefit of our family. Like, you are very unselfish. And when it comes to taking care of us, I have used that word selfish before. But never in a way like, y'all will tell me selfish sometimes, because I will want him. I will feel like his dream was taking him away from me. His goals was taking him away from me. So I would say, you're selfish, But little do he know, I really, in as far as it comes to the household, to being a leader and a man and a father, you are a very good leader. Like, that's why I need a son, y'all. That's why I keep telling y'all, I need a boy, because I want to leave behind another Daniel. Another Samson. We need more men like my man, and I'm sorry if you don't feel that way about yours. I ain't trying to be rude, but we need more men like my man. Period, point blank. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you for pointing that out. And the part you said I was into my goals at a certain period, and
I
that's
feel
right.
neglected.
Of course,
I wanted my man.
it's right, because during that time I was really immersing myself into my goals, into my career, because I wanted to give my family this life, they wanted, and at the same time I was exposed to this realization that nothing will fall on our lap, right? So since we had the goal that we want to be rich, I know that okay, one thing is to say you want to be rich, another thing is to go out and plan, strategize, and go through the sacrifice, make the sacrifice to get the money. So that's why that season was like that. And on my end, another quality I like about you has a lot to do with your, is it conviction? Like your your, I think conviction is the right word if I'm not mistaken. Your
Explain that
conviction.
definition.
Okay, so it's like walking into the unknown with faith.
My faith.
Because your faith. So basically, it's your faith. So I like your faith.
It's easy. It's easy. It's easy when you have someone that's showing themselves approved. Once again, it's easy when someone has laid out this vision that actually makes sense. That's not going to put you in a bad position. That's not going to make you lose out or be just in this negative space. Anything he has ever told me, anything he has ever planned, it was basically saying it was sounding like God was in his ear. And because I know my husband is a God-fearing man, that was even like the cherry on top.
Yes, I talked about that because I remember a certain period. All I could afford was my goals, my destiny, right? My this destination we're going, and for you to say yes, and for you to capture the vision and be like, okay, let's go there together. That's a good quality, and it's something most people don't do this day because they're looking for the how will I say it, the already made.
Yeah.
Like the rich man, that's what I want. And I'm not telling you, right?
Is all about
exactly.
now.
I'm not telling you not to go after the rich man if you get a rich man.
If you are a rich
Perfect.
woman.
Don't
be poor and broke looking for no man to just sweep you off your feet.
Yes, right.
I don't think.
Just be realistic. So.
Well, no.
Yeah, you just need to be realistic, and
that's what I was trying to say. Be realistic.
Exactly.
Because I hear a lot of women setting their standards up here and they down here. No, and that doesn't really just evolve around what you have. Is your mental state. Because a lot of people go through stuff, especially right now, like the gas prices, y'all.
Yeah.
Even the rent prices, everything is just high right now. A lot of people are struggling right now. A lot of people don't have jobs right now. So to me, the best thing you can do when it comes to relationship is find someone to go through all this with.
Yes, that's why they said, they said everybody will hurt you in one way or the other. Just find the person worth suffering for.
Yes.
So at the end of the day,
this is my person.
At the end of the day, you have to look for the person you can build your empire with.
Empire.
Your empire is very important, right?
Legacy.
Your legacy is very important. So have a long-term thinking. You have to think many moves ahead. You have to plan your family, and you have to look for that person who can help you achieve your goals. And at the beginning, remember what I told you. It might not be as perfect as you plan at the beginning, but you just need to, keep going. So thank you so much for watching this video.
We'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.